There is a watch that costs as much as a luxury car, worn by some of the most famous athletes on the planet, and openly mocked by almost every serious watch collector you will ever meet. It has H-shaped screws on its bezel that serve no real purpose. It uses movements that cost a fraction of what the watch sells for. It calls its ceramic cases revolutionary, even though another Swiss brand was making full ceramic watches when the founder of this company was still in business school, and it has somehow convinced an entire generation of footballers, rappers, and Formula One drivers that it is the most desirable timepiece in the world. This is the story of Hublot, the most successful watch brand that watch enthusiasts cannot stand, and the trick it pulled off is one of the great marketing illusions of the 21st century. To understand how Hublot got here, you need to know that for much of its history, it was barely a footnote in Swiss watchmaking. The brand was founded in 1980 by an Italian named Carlo Crocco. His first watch had a porthole-shaped bezel, which is where the name comes from. Hublot is the French word for porthole. The watch paired a gold case with a black rubber strap, and at the time, putting rubber on a luxury watch was considered borderline offensive. It was modestly successful, but for 2 decades, Hublot drifted along as a small Geneva curiosity that almost no one outside Italy and France had ever heard of. Stick with me, because the story of how a sleepy Italian brand became one of the loudest names in luxury involves a marketing genius, a movement scandal, and a borrowed idea that everyone forgot about. There is a lot more coming, so consider subscribing if you want the full picture. Then, in 2004, everything changed. A Swiss executive named Jean-Claude Beaver took over as chief executive officer. Beaver was already a legend in the watch world. He had resurrected Blancpain in the 1980s by betting on mechanical watches at the exact moment everyone else was abandoning them. He understood marketing the way most people understand breathing, and he had a single, very simple idea for Hublot. He was going to launch one watch. One bold, polarizing, impossible-to-ignore watch, and he was going to use it to drag the brand from obscurity into the global spotlight. That watch was the Big Bang. It debuted at Baselworld in 2005. It was 44.5 millimeters of black ceramic, gold, rubber, and carbon stacked in layers that looked like industrial machinery. Beaver called the philosophy behind it the art of fusion. Gold meets rubber, ceramic meets steel, tradition meets engineering. The Big Bang won the design prize at the Geneva Watchmaking Grand Prix that same year. Within 2 years, Hublot's revenue had multiplied dramatically. By 2008, the brand was acquired by the luxury group LVMH for over $500 million. The watch industry had never seen anything quite like it. But here is where the story gets interesting. Almost everything about the Big Bang that Hublot was selling as innovative had a problem. Start with the movement. The Big Bang was being sold at luxury watch price. Some early models pushed past $10,000. Buyers naturally assumed they were getting something extraordinary inside. They were not. The original Big Bang was powered by a modified ETA Valjoux 7750. The 7750 is a perfectly fine movement. It is reliable. It has been around since the 1970s. Hundreds of brands use it. The problem is that it costs the manufacturer somewhere in the low hundreds of dollars. You can find it inside Tissot's that retail for under $2,000. Hublot was charging a 5-figure premium for the same engine. Watch enthusiasts noticed almost immediately. The criticism became loud enough that, by 2010, Hublot was forced to develop their own in-house chronograph movement, the Unico, just to silence the complaints. But for the first 5 years of the Big Bang's existence, the most expensive thing about the watch was the case and the marketing, not the mechanism. Then there is the ceramic. Hublot loves to talk about how its ceramic technology pushed the watch industry into a new era. The black ceramic Big Bang became a signature. Magic Gold, the brand's proprietary alloy of gold and ceramic, was patented and trademarked. The brand presented itself as a pioneer of high-tech materials. There was just one issue: Rado had already done all of this. In 1986, 19 years before the first Big Bang, Rado launched the Integral, a watch with a high-tech ceramic bracelet. By 1990, they had released the Ceramica, with case, bracelet, and crown all made from ceramic. Rado spent the next 2 decades quietly perfecting the material, developing plasma, high-tech ceramic, ultralight ceramic, and colored ceramic. They did this without sponsoring a single soccer tournament, and you can buy a Rado ceramic watch today for under $2,000. Hublot did not invent ceramic in watchmaking. They were not even the second or third brand to use it. What they did was put ceramic on a watch that cost 10 times what a Rado cost, and convince people the material was the reason. The limited editions are another sleight of hand. Hublot has built much of its modern identity on partnerships. Ferrari, Manchester United, the FIFA World Cup, Depeche Mode, tattoo artists, race car drivers, golfers, and dozens more. Each partnership produces a special edition watch. The marketing language always includes the words limited and exclusive. But take a closer look at the numbers. The Big Bang referee made for the 2018 World Cup was limited to 2018 pieces. The Depeche Mode collaborations produce runs of 250 per variant across multiple variants. Many of these so-called limited editions are produced in larger numbers than the entire annual output of brands considered actually rare. When you make thousands of something and call it limited, it is technically true, but it is not the same as scarcity. Then there is the price trajectory, which might be the single most impressive trick in modern watchmaking. The original Big Bang launched in 2005 at around $8,000 in stainless steel. Today, a basic steel Big Bang Unico starts at over $12,000 at retail. Step into ceramic and you are at $20,000. Add precious metals and you are well past $30,000. The new Big Bang Unico Reloaded, released in 2026, starts near $20,000 and climbs past $40,000 for the Magic Gold version. The watch has gotten incrementally better in some ways. The Unico movement is genuinely impressive, but the design is fundamentally the same watch from 2005. The price has roughly tripled. So how does Hublot keep getting away with it? The answer is celebrities. Hublot has built one of the most aggressive ambassador programs in luxury, attaching itself to global icons who reach audiences traditional watchmakers cannot. Cristiano Ronaldo wears Hublot. Kylian Mbappe wears Hublot. Usain Bolt wears Hublot. Novak Djokovic wears Hublot. The brand has been the official timekeeper of the UEFA Champions League since 2015 and the FIFA World Cup. Every match, every podium, every viral photograph quietly puts the porthole bezel in front of hundreds of millions of viewers who have no idea what an in-house movement is or who Rado is. They just see the logo on a winner's wrist, and that is enough. This is what Hublot understood that traditional watchmakers did not. The luxury watch market is not really about watchmaking anymore. It is about visibility. Patek Philippe is more respected, Audemars Piguet is more collected. Rolex is more universally desired, but Hublot is more seen. And in a world dominated by social media and global sports, being seen is a kind of currency that even the great Swiss houses underestimated. The watch industry mocked Hublot for being vulgar. Hublot took that vulgarity and turned it into a billion-dollar business. Whether you find that brilliant or cynical depends on what you think a luxury watch is supposed to be. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, consider subscribing so you do not miss future videos.